Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread. And I had so many dreams, then you hit your teens. Life ain't really what it seems, try to find out what it means. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win. I don't want no fake love, I want the real stuff. Everybody listen up, cause I'll only say it once. I'm gonna show you all the path, if you want it bad. I'm gonna show you where it's at, yeah, how you can get it back. Yeah, cause I ain't never done, I'll be number one. Working hella hard until I get just what I want, yeah. Rises like the sun, yeah, fatal like a gun. Shooters gonna shoot and I'm gonna shoot until I won, yeah. Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow, till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Yeah, I put out all this art, it's my only medicine. Yeah, everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. Grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win, yeah. I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns sour with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave them all hates like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby. And if you ain't with me, it's your loss. See, I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python, grab what I like real fast. Choke until I have everything I attack, everything that I lack, everything that I want, and I see, matter of fact. Cause I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind, you know I'll always manifest it.
Hello and welcome to my Mind Over Your Matter. My name is Rick. Things are going a little crazy. I think I departed Earth and I came to another planet because things are too fucking crazy at Earth. Trump gaslighting the hell out of the people. There's a list, and yes, they were campaigning about this list and oh, Epstein, we're gonna release it. Yes, we're gonna release it. And now what happened? Where's the list? Who destroyed the list? I mean, I'm sure they have the list. They just don't want to release it because it's going to implement a lot of individuals, and a lot of those individuals are Trump's friends. Yes, you heard it right. A lot of Trump's friends are in that Epstein list, and in order to protect them, they got to get rid of the list. They got rid of the person, they got rid of the list, but you still got a person stuck in jail. Maxine is still stuck in jail. I wonder, why is she in jail serving, 20 something years for, if there's no list? If there was no crime committed, then why the fuck is this lady in jail? I just don't get it, right? So, and why Epstein was in jail? Yeah, there's no list, there's no prosecution, there's no nothing, but yeah, like, he died in jail. Why was he in jail for? That's the gaslighting that we're getting from our government. It doesn't matter if it's a Democrat, it doesn't matter if it's a Republican. It's all the same. They sleep in the same bed. It just doesn't matter what party you are in. The gaslighting will continue no matter what party that's in power. This proves to me that, like, there's a lot of secrets still being kept, and Epstein had a lot of powerful politicians, a lot of powerful individuals that were attending these events and were partaking in these sexual acts. They have the videos, they have everything, but they won't release it to the public at all because it's none of your business. It's only the 1%, the one that's on top of that pyramid at the top, that will never get in trouble and would never be held accountable for. That's just how American government works. There's no accountability in America. It's just finger pointing and gaslighting. That's all you get. There's never no true justice. It's sad. It's very disturbing. And is it going to continue? Yeah. It doesn't matter if Trump's in office. It doesn't even matter if Jesus Christ was in the fucking White House. They're still going to gaslight the fuck out of the people. They're still going to gaslight you, and they're going to tell you, yeah, it's this and that, and give you the runaround like they just did with the FBI and CIA and even the DOJ. They all gaslit the whole country and served you guys a platter of bullshit. And they're like, okay, here, what shit you want to eat? Because we have runny shit, we got firm shit, and then we got the solid shit. Which one you want? Like, it's all shit at this story here coming out of Benny Johnson's show. It'll be a good watch. Let's watch together.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. In an absolute bizarro world wild clip today from the White House, President Trump interrupts Pam Bondi when she's answering a question about the obscene and insane DOJ memo that says that Jeffrey Epstein effectively committed no crimes and all of his friends committed no crimes and everyone's absolved, and stop asking questions. We looked into it, bro. Don't worry about it. Stop asking questions. And Trump said, why are you asking questions about this? It's a wild moment. Here it is.
Sure.
Could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this where we're having some.
So it was a very fascinating tactic, given the fact that Donald Trump has talked a lot about Jeffrey Epstein. Donald Trump has promised multiple times in dozens of interviews to release all the Epstein files. Donald Trump started his political career talking about Jeffrey Epstein, and about Bill Clinton on Epstein Island. So it is of course a legitimate question. And more importantly, it's something that's going away just because you say stop asking questions about it. And at the exact same time that was happening at the White House, Tucker Carlson drops a massive interview on Pam Bondi and the Justice Department covering up Jeffrey Epstein's crime and murder. Sagar Enjeti has a theory. Now, of course, I encourage you to watch the entire 2 hours and 20-minute interview. I cannot encourage you enough to watch the whole thing. It's already got millions of views here on X. We watched it, and we plucked out 3 very important parts that we want you to hear, along with a conclusion. Okay, so here we go. Starting first with the most important part here, the Tucker Carlson apology to Jeffrey Epstein.
For myself, I never thought that I would be offering an apology to Jeffrey Epstein. I think of all the times I've maligned that guy, all the times I've accused him of crimes, of blackmailing people, of trafficking children to powerful figures around the world on behalf of global intel services. And then I learned yesterday from Attorney General Pam Bondi, that's totally untrue.
Yes, yeah.
The guy killed himself after 30 days. He'd done nothing wrong other than get massages 20 years before. And the guy killed himself, another pointless death. And then his best friend, former girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, doing 20 years in prison for no crime. There are no victims.
Yes, it's a victimless crime. They're obviously persecuted by the state.
Yeah,
they're political prisoners. Really, it's the Hague should come in and do an investigation.
Hey, James,
or we're watching one of the most systematic government cover-ups
how you guys doing?
All time.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Tucker Carlson, of course. The reason why we listen so closely is because he's done some of the most profound reporting on this. Interviewed Mark Epstein, interviewed the Bureau of Prisons and the people who did the autopsy, and so on of Jeffrey Epstein. Nobody has actually gone deeper down the rabbit hole than Tucker Carlson, given his platform at Fox News when he was doing a ton of this reporting. And so Tucker knows what the hell he's talking about. And so here's Tucker's theory as to why the cover-up is happening. Here we go.
People have followed it for years. The president promised to reveal the truth about this. Pam Bondi, as you said, went on television, said we have the truth and we're going to give it to you.
Yes.
I think this is a big deal. It's a really big deal. It's bigger.
It is a very big deal.
I hope so too, actually. So let's just assess this logically. They're covering up the DOJ, the current DOJ under Pam Bondi is covering up crimes, very serious crimes by their own description. Why are they doing that?
Yeah.
So there are really only 2 potential explanations that I can think of. Maybe you've got another. The first is that Trump is involved. That Trump is on the list. That they've got tape of Trump doing something awful. I don't believe that for 2 reasons. One, I've talked to Trump about it a lot, and I know him. He's
been
not
to the
that.
island.
For whatever his sins, I don't think he's that guy. Actually, I don't think he likes creepy sex stuff. That's just my view. But more, I think, convincing is that this is all information that the Biden administration had. And if there was evidence that Trump had been involved in illegal sexual activity, you think the people who made up Russiagate wouldn't have leaked it?
Right.
Come on now. So the only other explanation that I can think of, again, maybe you've got another, is that intel services are at the very center of this story, U.S. and Israeli, and they're being protected. I think that seems like the most plausible.
That's the most obvious. If you have a history of this, there have been multiple documented cases of pedophilia inside of the CIA perpetrated by CIA officers. Documented that in many of those cases, I believe over a dozen cases, this was a BuzzFeed news piece years back, where the CIA specifically did not want to prosecute those individuals in federal court for fear that they would ruin methods if they were pulled into open court, and they basically just made it go away. The only time they actually prosecuted somebody for child pornography was whenever he'd already being prosecuted for mishandling classified information.
Well, when they want to crush you, they put kiddie porn in your computers. Why don't I have a computer? Don't own one.
Yeah, if you're a person, you should be careful.
No computer in my house.
This is,
ladies and gentlemen, here is the article that was referenced there. Secret CIA files say staffers committed sex crimes involving children. Declassified CIA Inspector General report shows pattern of abuse. Repeated decisions by federal prosecutors to not hold agency personnel accountable. Over the past 14 years, Central Intelligence Agency has secretly amassed credible evidence that at least 10 of its employees and contractors committed sex crimes involving children. You can read the article right here, ladies and gentlemen. They had to FOIA.
I'm rooting for the asteroid. For sure.
Tucker Carlson explaining rightfully, and I'm so glad that he gets this. Anybody who's really connected to the base does get it, that people are furious and they have righteous.
Internet's going a little crazy now. Internet's going a little wild. I don't know what's going on here. Hope everyone had a good day today. I think this is being done on purpose because I get upset.
Indignation over what's happening right now over the gaslighting on the Epstein issue.
So they're not stupid.
But how can you say that thousands of children were raped, but I'm not going to find out who raped them?
Yeah.
Who are the children?
I agree completely.
They said that. By the way, when Pam Bondi went on television and said, I have a videotape of kids getting abused, I followed this case closely, and I know a lot of the people involved, as I've told you.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea. I didn't know that. Really? Thousands of children got raped?
Yeah.
Who raped them? Where are the rapists? Like, why aren't they in jail? This is the Department of Justice.
Yes.
That is so crazy. This is honestly one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my entire life. And I just think it's
this internet is going crazy today. What is going on?
Very dangerous to play around with this stuff. Like, very dangerous.
Well,
everything's been going crazy today.
But if you wanted a revolution, this is how you would act.
Yes, yeah, it is. Because, I mean,
let me just fix the quality on here. Because for some reason, the internet is not the internet. I don't know what's going on. I think there's a cyber attack going on.
I gave Versailles an example.
Crazy.
When you pick,
as you can see, like, YouTube has been acting a little slow. StreamYard is very slow today. Like, every click I do, it takes a few seconds for it to, like, maneuver.
The court over and over again, and the people start to wake up to that. Bad things can happen. And this is something that I find really disgusting about American elites, is that for a long time, the American Republic
Yeah, Chloe, get that plan going. It's still pouring rain here.
and the elite system has been one that can
in
actually
Texas.
cycle
Yeah, it's raining.
at least
It's been,
some of the
on and
wants
off
and the
here.
needs of the American voter to basically placate it and keep it from going down the path of fascism and
I don't know what's going on with this. I'm gonna have to restart it for some reason. It's going a little too crazy right now.
or socialism. But when you continue to just double down
wasn't doing
on the
this
imperium
earlier.
and on what fuels the empire itself, and you would keep ignoring all of the
Yeah, you see how it's doing. It's just it seems like it's doing it on purpose. Like, it's the internet.
double
It's
down
just-
on the imperium and on what fuels the empire, and you would keep ignoring all of these things. I mean, I do think this bill is an important part of that. Like,
It's a great point. You can't side with the court.
Yeah, this is what the fuck is going on here tonight. I do not get it. What's happening here? Let me see if I could drop it down on. For some reason, we've just been having like it's just hasn't been good. The internet, and not only the internet, but StreamYard has been acting weird. YouTube has been acting weird. Um, my conclusions.
Side with the elites over and over again, you'll get a revolution.
Cyber attack.
Tucker Carlson concludes again. This 2 hour.
See what I mean? How it's just doing this, and it's going like in circles. So you can't watch a program like that, and it has nothing to do. Actually, my internet's fine. There's nothing wrong with my internet because I got full power. This is on YouTube side. YouTube is just not cooperating properly. So we'll come back to this in a moment. Let me just go ahead and pause it and just bring it back to me, and we'll just finish this up in a bit. Yeah, the YouTube been acting weird ever since all the craziness with the Epstein files. The whole internet's been acting just so weird. StreamYard, extremely weird. Everything you click, it takes a couple of seconds for it to activate. Like if I change the screen to another screen, like my intro was totally fucked up because of StreamYard and their delay. They did a couple of changes, hoping that it would be a better experience, and they just made it worse. I'm not happy with the changes that they did. It's not like they're improving anything. Everything's just it's going much slower, and the response time is very slow. YouTube has also been a little wacky. I don't know if it's been happening to those out there who are watching me now, but it's a nuisance. This Epstein list and Epstein issues. The problem is there's a lot of victims. We're talking about, they say, oh, there's like 200 and 250 victims. That's bullshit. If they come up with that type of number, that's bullshit. That's not the true number. There's many, many, many more. We're talking about possibly thousands of kids that has passed through this Epstein Island place. And you know why you can't find these kids and you can't like hear from their stories? You want to know why? They throw them out in the middle of the ocean. They throw them out in the middle of the ocean and they die out there in the middle of the ocean. If they're dead, they can't speak. Right? If you're dead, you can't talk. Who are you going to talk to? Nobody. You're dead. So a lot of this evidence and a lot of these witnesses are not here with us. They're in the bottom of the sea. They're in the bottom of the ocean. It's sick, but I can see it. It's so true. They what they did was they bounded their hands behind their backs, they tied up their feet, and they threw them overboard. A lot of victims, and we're talking about almost all of them. That's why you don't hear the victims come out and say, "Yeah, I was trafficked. Yeah, I was trafficked." No, you don't hear that. Nothing. Not one person. You don't hear them. And the one that they do speak, like that girl from Australia, the one that had that little fling with Prince Edward's, guess what happened to her? She was like, I'm not suicidal. I'm not suicidal. Next thing you know, she committed suicide. Like, wait a minute. She was just screaming out. She wasn't suicidal. How now you're reporting that she committed suicide? That does make zero sense. Like, they tried to run her over. She ended up in the hospital. She got out of the hospital, and they still completed the job and killed her. But yeah, we're yet here to be gaslight, and the media and our governments. They're just working in cahoots to throw everything up in a mix. They throw it up in the air and see where it lands. And right now, it's just not good. Trump, his answer today was so disappointing that it actually, like, it made me start to think, if they could get Trump to shut the fuck up, imagine all the rest of the people they got to shut the fuck up. You know, it's just not good. not good. Let's see if we could go back to the story, see if it works, see if it's I gave it a little time to load up a little bit, so let's see if we could get this story going.
4-minute interview, which you should go watch the full interview. You can watch it on Tucker Carlson's X account. That's where I watched it, or you can watch it on his YouTube account, or anywhere else that Tucker.
It seems like that, James.
But he concludes by saying a plea to President Trump.
And I always said Trump was an Epstein Island.
They tell me
I'm praying for no, and I tell you 100 times yes,
to our problems. Yeah. And I think all my hope is in Trump, and I hope that
he's not
the administration
innocent,
course
corrects. They trying to make him picture him like an innocent person. He's not.
Yeah, I think they need to on that issue with Epstein, and broadly, you were elected on a message about America first, and just so blatantly putting another country's interests ahead of our own is not going to go unnoticed by a large segment of the American public, and specifically younger people who are suffering right now. The U.S. economy right now is a disaster. The ability to buy a house, rates are very high from the Fed. That's one thing he's correct about Trump, especially on the Federal Reserve, about high interest rates. About the fact that we have like a collapse of social trust. It's
true. Tucker says this is our last opportunity at a political solution, and the other solutions are very, very ugly. So please let it work. We are all cheering for this to work.
My issue is, let me pause him for a second before he wraps up his show. My issue is, all right, if they cover for Epstein, they did the same cover up for JFK. They did the same cover up for RFK. They did the same cover up for Martin Luther King. Why there's so much cover up? Why is the truth is so like why they can't be truthful? How come they just don't say the truth and let the public know? Okay, this is what truly happened. Because it has to do a lot with Israel. They play a big role within our internal government here. And if you're not on the same page as Israel, that's what they'll do to you. And Epstein was very tied in, very deep with Israel, and a lot of rich, wealthy businessmen from all around the world. You had so many important people from all around the world go to Epstein Island and just commit the most disgusting sexual acts. It's just, and there's video. That's the thing. There's so much video. There's so much, even thousands of videos of him with children and the children. And then, is it only Epstein? Because you're making it seem it's just him. Then if it's just him, then why is Maxine in jail? Makes you wonder. I don't know. This is one big bullshit fuck up that is going to expose our government for what it is, and it's just a horrible setting. It's just not good for America, and it's not what Trump ran on, for sure. Because he ran on, yeah, we're gonna get the list, we're gonna release the list, and we're gonna do this and that, and this is what you get. Nothing. There's nothing to see here. Keep moving along. You got nothing else. Let's go ahead and finish up with Benny Johnson, and then we're gonna go back to the floods. Because remember what I told you guys the other day that I saw like hundreds and hundreds of people dead? You thought I was fucking playing, right? You think that I come on YouTube just to fiddle dick and just talk shit, and I'm not capable of my gifts and tell you what I feel and what I think and the energy and what it tells me. Like when I tell you I felt hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people like in trouble and dead, that's what it is. Now they're claiming, oh, there's like 110 or 120, whatever number they want to put, because it's going to keep going up no matter what. Now there's missing 161 are missing, and 110 they confirmed dead. And no, we're looking at big numbers that are dead. You got to remember, this is a fucking 4th of July weekend. The place was packed to the rim with people. They rescued thousands of people. That one night, they rescued like 850 to like 1,000, 1,200 people. Imagine if that's what they rescue. Imagine the ones that are dead. This is big numbers, big numbers. And this let's jump over to the floods, because that's really important. And I would like to listen in. Give me one sec to set this up, because for some reason the internet's just acting a little weird. It's not even the internet, it's just like YouTube and StreamYard. It's just not on the same page. Okay, here we go. You see, I click and it's just super slow.
I visited with some locals who live around here, including a family member of the owner of the store.
You're in Texas, Chloe. You know better. You know how packed that place was, Chloe.
I first came to the store about 20 years ago, 21 years ago.
People dead.
Been to this store
I said that the other day.
every year for many years. I've seen these little campers since they were just a little bit bigger than toddlers, young kids. I've seen them grow and mature into beautiful young men and women. Nothing is as heart-wrenching. What the girls around here, especially the girls at Camp Mystic, went through. To see where they lived in one moment, where they disappeared the next moment, and were gone forever a few moments after that. I wanted these people to know, I want you all to know, the hearts of our fellow Texans are breaking every single day because of what people of this community and the surrounding area are going through. There's nothing more important on our hearts and minds than the people of this community, especially those who are still lost. I told them what we were doing, not just today, but what we are going to be doing for the days, weeks, and months to come. This is what they needed to hear. They need to know Texas is in this with the people in the Hill Country right here. We are not leaving until this job is finished. The job right now, the primary job right now, continues to be locating everybody who was affected by this flood. There still remain those who are missing. We have to find every single person who's missing.
Good luck with that.
And that's job number one.
It's a horrible job.
While we are doing that job, it's important that we also be conducting other business affecting the storm. We did several things in that regard today. One is to get a better assessment about what exactly needed to be provided for the community. We took a flyover to get that assessment. I've been here for multiple times over the course of the past 2 decades, but multiple times over the course of just this one flooding episode. And I have a good feel on the ground of what is needed. But when you're in the air, you get a fuller perspective of how widespread, how catastrophic the damage is, and what must be done to fully address it. We were able to process that better today when we flew around. And on that fly around today, I had with me the Speaker of the House, Dustin Burrows, who's going to speak after myself. I want to provide you with some information, some of which is just now updated. First, the numbers that I have is that there are 94 fatalities. 94 fatalities associated with this flooding event in this area. Separate from that, in other flooding events in other parts of the state, it takes another 50 fatalities for a total of 109. To put this into perspective, just in the Kerr and Kendall counties alone, there are far more fatalities than there were in Hurricane Harvey. That's how catastrophic this is. I also have some updated numbers on those who are missing. First, from Camp Mystic. My information is those who are missing is down to now 5 campers and 1 counselor. 5 campers and 1 counselor missing. In addition to that, there is another child not associated with the camp who is missing. So for Kerr County, that would be a total of 7 who are missing. In other parts of the state, there are 12 who are missing. I have a new number, however. So one thing we've been reaching out to the public about is to get better information about those who were not registered at a camp.
I love how
those
they
who were not
bottom.
registered at a hotel.
People missing,
those who may have been down here who no one really had any accounting of.
The people missing,
and through law enforcement agency working together, they provided me this number. Just in the Kerr County area alone, there are 161 people who are known to be missing. Woo! And again, that comes from combined law enforcement efforts. 161.
It's gonna be a lot more than that.
Known people who are missing.
A lot more than that.
Know this. We will not stop until every missing person is accounted for. Know this also. There very likely could be more added to that list. One way that we were able to expand the list of those who are missing is because family members, friends, neighbors, etc., begin calling in and reporting them as missing. What I want to do is once again provide a reminder to anybody watching this that if you have a friend, a family member, somebody that you think may be missing because of the storm, we need you to call the number that I'm about to give you. It is 830-258-1111. That's 830-258-1111. If you want to go to a website address, you can go to kerrvillemissing@dps.texas.gov. I'm going to repeat it twice more. That's Kerrville, spelled Kerrville, space, then the word missing, MISSING.
Oh, now he
so
changed it to
Kerrville
161 people missing. Go from 7 to 161.
.texas.gov. So either call that phone number, go to that website, and provide the name and the best identification can and the last known location of anybody that you think is missing. Know this also. If you make a prank call or provide false information, that's a crime. Do not.
Okay, so this is just a press conference. This is just letting people know there's just a lot of people are missing. A lot of people are dead. They don't even know the exact numbers. These are just estimated numbers. Now they're saying, yeah, now it's 161 in Kerr County. Okay, but how about the other counties all around that area? There's a lot of people fucking dead and missing. The total is going to shock you. And to me, I'm not shocked because I felt the energy of all those people dying. I felt the energy when it was happening. I felt it like the day before, like something big was going to happen. I mentioned it on my show. I am sorry, but go back and watch. You know, if you don't believe me, go back and watch. I had this feeling something big that killed hundreds and hundreds of people. And it's disturbing. As disturbing as this Epstein bullshit that's going on. It just baffles me. Let's check out this video from Jason A that just put out. He covered a little bit on this Epstein. Let's check it out. Give me 1 sec to set it up. Here we go.
I'm not blaming the FBI director. Kash Patel or the deputy director, Dan Bongino. I think that that layer beneath them, that's part of what we like to call the deep state, has taken this bull by the horns, and they've probably destroyed information. Look at what the CIA did in 1975 after Congress ordered that it release all of its files related to an operation called MK Ultra. The director of the CIA went back to headquarters and ordered everything to be destroyed. And in the end, only about 20% of the documents survived. We're still learning about the FBI's operations against Martin Luther King 55 years after the fact. So now we're supposed to believe that everybody's telling the truth, that there were no files, there were no dossiers. I'm sorry, I just don't buy it because I know how these people operate.
Caroline. Okay, so the FBI looks at the circumstances surrounding the death of Jeffrey Epstein. According to the report, this systematic review revealed no incriminating client list. So what happened to the Epstein client list that the Attorney General said she had on her desk?
Well, I think if you go back and look at what the Attorney General said in that interview, which was on your network on Fox News.
Go
ahead.
John Roberts said, DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen? And she said, it's sitting on my desk right now to review.
Yes, she was saying the entirety of all of the paperwork, all of the paper in relation to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes. That's what the Attorney General was referring to, and I'll let her speak for that. But again, when it comes to the FBI and the Department of Justice, they are more than committed to ensuring that bad people are put behind bars.
A lot of people are wondering, because you said last week that you have the Epstein files on your desk, is when can we see them and what's taking so long to release them?
I do. Jesse, they're well over, this will make you sick, 200 victims, 200. So we have well over 250 actually. So we have to make sure that their identity is protected and their personal information. But other than that, I think tomorrow, the personal information of victims. Other than that, I think tomorrow, Jesse, breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released by my office.
What kind? Are we going to see who was on the flights? Are we going to see any evidence from what he recorded? Because he had all of his homes wired with recording devices.
Yeah, what you're going to see, hopefully tomorrow, is a lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of information, but it's pretty sick what that man did.
Okay, well,
along with his co-defendant.
Absolutely, and he had help. That's for sure.
He sure did.
Sure. Your memo and release yesterday with Jeffrey Epstein,
Trump
is some lingering mysteries. One of the biggest ones.
I don't know
whether he ever worked.
I'm just saying because, all right, if you're confident, I had to pause it here for a second. Look at Pat Bondi. Look at her face. This is why I tell people to always pick up on people's energies, pick up on people's reaction, how they're sitting, how what they're doing. Look at their arms. Look at their forearms. Look at where are their hands located. Trump is a very protective mode right now. He's covering his crotch. I'm pretty sure. He's and so is Mark Rubio. Mark Rubio, you see, he's kind of oh shit. This is the all shit face right here, and he's paying attention to the reporter. Trump is right here listening in, and he's in a protective stance right here. Now he's gonna interrupt Pam Bondi when she's going to answer the question about Epstein, and he's like, Epstein? We're still talking about Epstein? This old news. Homie, you ran on the promise of releasing Epstein's list. Is there a deja vu? Do you not remember? What's going on here? What alternate universe are we we're going through here that the president doesn't remember that he ran on pulling the Epstein files list and releasing it to the public? Wasn't that that big rally? I've seen many rallies. Trust me, I seen everything about this guy. I even saw the rally when he got shot. So it's I don't understand what's going on here. Why is this is something really big? Someone, that 1%, the one that's really controlling the narrative, that's controlling the story, it is really fucking up. It's oh my god, this is so big. This story is so big that it's world news. Definitely world news because it implements a lot of, like I said, princes and like prince and princesses and like I want to say Harry, but Harry, a lot of people in the entertainment business, executives, owners of big corporations taking part in this disgusting acts. You know, it kind of reminds me like Bohemian Grove, but this is like Bohemian Grove on steroids, like on Viagra. That's what this was. It was just a free for all. Take it and do what you want with it, because don't worry, that kid's never gonna talk. And how I know these kids are not gonna talk? Because none of them has stepped forward to talk. I could bet my life right now that the victims are dead. All of them. That's why nobody's coming up forward and saying, yes, I was taken to the island. Yes, I was done this and this and this and this and this. Nothing. Crickets. Makes you really wonder what in the really went on there. What secrets were passed there? The problem is Epstein put it all on file. He put it all. He. I don't know if it's in the cloud, but he had a lot of disk drives and videos and CD-ROMs and a lot of stuff. And trust me, not all of it was just fluffy bumping with kids. No, it was not. I mean, if that's what Pam Bondi and the U.S. government wants to like gaslight the nation and gaslight the world with, it's not passing with me. I'm very good of calling bullshit with people. You know, it's a gift of mine that I can sniff from a mile away. I know who's who and what's what. And I knew Trump has secrets. He always has secrets. He's not innocent. He's not. There was no way in hell I was gonna let Kamala Harris become fucking president. No way. I put all my energy on Kamala Harris failing this election. And it took a lot of my energy. And I'm happy at least Trump got into office and then we have this administration. But as I'm seeing what I'm seeing the same bullshit. There's no accountability. There's nothing of substance, of justice for the people. You know, it's like they don't give a shit about us. Like fucking Michael Jackson said, they don't really fucking care about us. Go watch the video. Go watch the one that he did in Brazil. The like that song is so powerful. And there's like the beginning, you know, it was like the person that was talking in Brazilian, um, she was warning Michael Jackson that this is not legal for the people. It's like that song's so powerful. I'll probably rewatch it tonight before I go to sleep. Es no legal por la gente. It's not legal for the people to protest and stand up for what's right. It's not legal. You know, it's just there's no justice for the people because we're just not important to them. We're just a number. We're just part of the cattle. You work every day, pay your bills, be a good citizen, and you get gaslit like every day. That's what it has become now. They don't really matter. All I gotta say is that they don't really care about us. And you see where Michael Jackson's is, right? They try to hit him with what? Child molestation, all this child stuff, with all the children. But when it came to showing evidence and showing proof, they lacked it. They lacked proof. And that's how Michael Jackson won his case. They ran on assumptions and never hammered down the truth. And that case alone is fucking a headache, and it'll take a whole show just to talk about. They did Michael dirty, and I know Powers can be had a lot of like fingerprints on that. It's not just Michael. That's all I gotta say. There's a lot of people in the industry, especially the music industry, that are so disgusting, nasty people. Like overstimulated, over sexual, look at the music that's been coming out lately. Like if you see all these rappers and especially the females, they're like half naked and they're dancing and they're talking about their hoo-ha and they're gonna eat it like this and play with it like this and do it like this and like that, and like that's not music. That's not music. Like that's why I understand like these rappers and their music, because it's like you don't even understand what the hell they're saying half of 90% of the time. You don't understand what it's like. At this point, it's just noise. I just don't listen to it. But there's a lot of youth that listen to it and they get brainwashed by it, and then they start up problems because of it. But I'm not listening to songs about hoo-has. Like I don't want to hear hoo-has. I don't want to hear how you play with it and how wet it is and how you spank it. I don't care. I don't want to leave me with my soft rock music. All right. That's what I listen to. I listen to soft rock music, and I'm comfortable and happy with it. At least I could understand the words that are coming out of their mouths, and what they're singing has meaning and has you could relate. Well, how the hell I'm gonna relate to wet ass pussy? Like I cannot relate to that. Like I don't understand. I can't. It's just the industry is the biggest problem, and they're the ones that are manipulating the youth. Now you see the problem that we're going on today with all the youth going wild and killing each other, killing others, like society gone mad, right? You're thinking, holy shit, like you can't even walk down Chicago anymore without the threat of possibly getting robbed or shot. Same goes with New York. Same goes with San Francisco and LA. It's a big risk going to these big cities, especially democratic cities. Go walk in Hartford, Connecticut at night. All I have to do for you is this. Good luck. Push you like that. That's the same way I'm gonna push you. He's like, good luck, and push you, and you're going straight to the wolves. I would not. They couldn't pay me enough to walk through Hartford at night. They couldn't pay me enough. And even if they say, here, we'll give you $1 million, and I see the area that I got to walk through, chances of me surviving, it's very slim. It's every night. There's always a shooting. There's always something. It's summertime is the active time. It seems like everyone biological clocks wake up and they start acting crazy. Everyone's all crazy. People just think everything is about sex. Yeah, Everyone thinks about that. Like that's like first thing it goes to. Like it's disgusting. It's just it is. It's just so many things, that's going on in this world. So many things, and we can't even get this Epstein right because they're not going to release that information. It implements too many people in high places, especially the real high ones, the 1%, like Prince Edward's, like the royal family. This will be the biggest scandal in royal family history with Prince Edward's. Like not only Prince Edward's, but Prince Harry too. Oh, Harry. Oh, Harry's in that Diddy list. Oh, Diddy list. Why you brought up Diddy list? Because it relates to Epstein list. Why is Diddy still in jail? Why is he not home? These people have done so much bad and never been held accountable. But you know what? When I die, they're all going to suffer. They're all going to suffer because I'm going to report everything. I'm going to be that snitch up in heaven and be like, listen, we got to smoke. First, I got to go like this to you to wake up. To the baby Jesus. Smoke a joint with him. And you better have mine like rolled up already. And I'm not sharing my medicine. I don't share my medicine with nobody. Not even with the baby Jesus. Nope. Not even with him. He better have mine solo already to smoke. I don't know. I don't like other people's germs on my lips. It's kind of like making out with everybody. I don't want to do that. So, and I don't want to make out with a baby Jesus. No, not my cup of tea. Oh, Lord. But we need to bring back accountability. We need to make accountability great again. MAGA, the real MAGA. Make accountability great again. I have a feeling that with Elon starting the new Patriot for a new party that will compete against the Green Party and the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. I guess it's American. I guess American Party, whatever. I think they're gonna get some interesting people that's gonna run for that party, and I have a big feeling Tucker Carlson is gonna run for presidency. For some reason, Jesus, I don't know why. The energy just tells me this, but it just tells me like Elon is going to fund Tucker Carlson to run for presidency under his party, and he's going to go against JD Vance. I mean, Tucker Carlson knows how to talk. Tucker Carlson could talk you to sleep and then wake up and he'll still be talking. He's very good. He's very good at what he does, and sometimes it gets awkward, but he catches them. He catches people. His father was part of the CIA, I believe. So he is part of that system. Let's not get it twisted. Let me see here. This whole planet is out of control. Yeah, I'm waiting for the asteroid to hit this planet. You know what I do? I hold the joint of my fingers. I don't touch the paper. Yeah, I don't share my medicine with nobody. It costs too damn much, and no, nobody's using. I don't smoke with others anyways. I smoke by myself. What, Tucker? That's crazy. Do you think he would actually get votes? Yeah, I think Tucker Carlson would get votes. I think because he's just a realist, and the way he reports and the way he just he's like questions, especially the Epstein list. Like if you've seen Tucker Carlson talk about Epstein list and Epstein and all that stuff, it would like you'd be like, whoa, right? But since Trump's in office and Trump's he's running the country, but you got to remember there's puppet masters that are controlling Trump too. One that's running the show. No, Trump is not the one running the show. There's the ones that are in the shadows that really control the show, really control the purse, and really control the narrative. If they don't want that Epstein information out, it will not see the light of day, and the governments will have to gaslight the whole public to get them to shut the fuck up and forget about it, you know. And that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna try to get people to forget about it, but I'm not gonna let it go. I'm never gonna forget about it. And if I die before the Epstein list if it doesn't come out, is to release the list, that one and the Diddy list, and then that's when you know it's like, holy shit, Rick did it. He did it from beyond. He got them to fucking release the list. Oh my god, look all the people that were in there. Yes, many celebrities, many, like a lot of celebrities, a lot of business people, high power people are like big players in the industry, world leaders. Oh my goodness. You gotta tell me that now Clinton never been to on the Lolita Express. He's never been to Epstein Island. Now you're gonna feed me that too? That's why I would ask Trump. I go, that's what you're gonna feed me too? That Clinton was never over there? And how so the painting of the big beautiful blue dress on top of Epstein's bed, above Epstein's bed, that's not real either? Makes you wonder. Oh my goodness. This is how they sweep. Like they don't want to open that can of worms, but they gotta understand they already did open the can of worms, and now the birds are here to eat and you're giving them shit. And that's not gonna sit well. Now you're gonna get a lot of people mad and upset because where are the victims? Why are you protecting the victims so much? That's my that will be my biggest question. Why, at Bondi, are you protecting the victims of a predator so much? Wouldn't you want these victims to speak up and be against the creep that did this to them? Wouldn't you want them to speak out and against all these individuals that caused harm to them? No, every single one of them are shut the fuck up. Like this is nuts. I'm telling you, all these kids that they took over there, they threw them out in the ocean. They're dead. They're not alive. That's why there's no victims. There's no all those kids that they took over there. They're like, oh yeah, like 250 people on the video of him doing this stuff to the kids. Where are those kids? Why we haven't got any answers? All we got was the runaround. This is all they're playing y'all. They playing the people. Y'all being played every day. They're doing this to y'all. So many kids. And the fact that they're all silent and no one's speaking up, it gives me creeps. Like even the Diddy stuff, right? Let's go to the Diddy shit. With Diddy, there's a lot of fluffy bumping. Lots and lots. Like orgy fluffy bumping crazy. None of these people are going to be held accountable. You know why? Because even the Diddy trial, none, they mentioned some names of celebrities and stuff, but they never brought them up. Never brought them to testify. Never brought them in for questioning. Nothing. They did this to them. Nothing. They didn't even get to give them the punishment that I do. They did this and they did no punishment, no harming of in your life, and you get to continue your life, and like it makes you wonder who side are these people on, like especially the government. Like no accountability, no justice, and we have no peace. So like that's why the system is so messed up, and how society is acting, because they know the system is just all screwed up. They know if they get in trouble, they'll be out like the next day. They actually would get out like an hour later after they get arrested, especially those that are protesting and stuff. Yeah, arrested, they're out like in like 2 hours. They're out. They give them a court date. Ridiculous. We have killers like Carmelo Anthony that killed the track kid and stabbed him to death. Where is he? He's still out on bond. Why is that happening? Because all about race. It's all about race hustling. They trying to divide us through the race hustling. You know, they try to do the same thing with this flood. Yeah, yesterday I reported on it with YouTubers and TikTokers talking bad about all these. Why do we have to feel bad about all these little white girls dying and all these white people dying? I mean, that's so horrible. What a horrible thing to say. Like, especially for humanity. Like, I don't care if you know who died in that flood. It was a horrible way to die. Put yourself in that position, and you were stuck in that, and you had to do a life or death, like choice. Death is your choice. You know, like they went through God, a lot of those innocent little girls, boys, pets. That's why I say pets, because it's like dogs and cats, and oh my God. Yeah, they're people. It's just right. That's fucking crazy. Who cares about race? They are. Yeah, they're people. Like I don't care about the race. I don't care about the color. I don't care if they were gay, straight, whatever. Like LMLP with the 10th power, LGBTQYS. I don't know where they're at with their. I don't know if they're in symbols now, because they're probably doing like this and stuff. Like that's who they are now. That's what they identify. That's why I moved to this planet. It's far away from Earth. You know what I mean? I'm in a different planet. I'm sorry, Earth. I took off. I was like, that's why I was delayed today, because I had trouble landing, but we were able to land and keep the show going. It's It even gave me technical difficulties. You see how the video was acting up? It's because I'm in another planet. I'm not in Earth, but I'm getting the news from Earth, and I'm telling you right now, Earth is fucking crazy. Like, you guys are gonna get hit by an asteroid. I'm letting you know right now, you guys are gonna get hit, and I'm safe over here. Fuck that. It's very lonely. It's okay. It's a little bit more like, wait, it's over. No, it's actually over here. I live somewhere back there. Okay, but it's peaceful here. Not where you guys are at. You guys got a lot of problems down there. You guys got a lot of problems down there. Oh man. And it's only beginning. Because wait till this like big hurricane that hits like that area down Texas and Louisiana. I could see a big hurricane going that way. And kind of doing like a hook, like hooking from Texas to Louisiana, like doing like a hook into it. So I don't think it'll fuck up Houston. Houston needs to be fucked up. Houston is already fucked up. It's a bad city. That's a bad town. It is getting worse there in Houston. And Houston, yeah, we do have a problem. What is it, society? That's a moment of silence. Like, like what the fuck? Like, yeah, it's crazy in Houston. It is. I agree. Chloe's in Texas. She knows. She's like agreeing. It's like fucking Rick doesn't even live here. He fucking knows. He knows. He just fucking knows. It's true. It's wild. It's very wild in Houston, and that's because a lot of immigrants are there. There's a lot of gangs. Um, the rap culture has gotten a little bit too much in Houston. Um, Houston used to be nice in the 80s. Fuck, even in the 90s it was really nice. But then the 2000s came, and that was just going like ding, 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 ding. And then here comes the 2020s. Houston just went straight downhill. Oh Lord. Um and then you had that pandemic. Um and that even drew even horrible more times there in Houston and everywhere else, like LA too, and Hartford, Connecticut is just fucking crazy. Look in New York, it looks like Thriller. When you go to Philadelphia, actually Philadelphia, you go to Philadelphia at night, you thinking you're in a fucking Thriller like musical. Like everybody's walking like zombies out there, and they're like twitching, and they're like, and then I'm just waiting for like Michael Jackson to come out. The thriller night, and all the zombies are like dancing all together there, and they have a really bad drug problem there. I could talk about it because my fucking father was born in Philadelphia, Philadelphia, born and raised. And I have a lot of family in Philadelphia. I have my uncle, my uncles, my aunt, cousins. They live in Philadelphia, and I've been there. I stayed there before, and that shit's like it looks like Thriller at night. It's creepy. Like I always creeped out. I never went out like doors at night. I always stayed in the house, or like it had like a little like a step area where you could sit down on the step, and the sidewalk is right there, and all the craziness is like right in front of you. And yeah, I will never forget. Like there were so many hookers. Holy shit, there were so many. Oh my god, they were everywhere. And they're like like at night. It's like when the freaks come out at night. That song was real. The freaks come out at night. The freaks come out at night. Yeah, the freaks do come out at night, and they're over there in Philadelphia. I had someone trying to sell me crack before. I remember. No, this was in Hartford, Connecticut. I remember I was going to get something to eat, and someone came up to me and says, "You want to buy some crack?" I go, "What the fuck?" I go, "Do I look like a fucking crackhead to you?" I told him just like that, and I just kept fucking walking. I was so fucking pissed too. I called my father and told him, "Yo, do you think I'm a fucking crackhead?" He was like, "No, why you say that?" I said, "I had some motherfucker come up to me asking me if I want to buy crack." I was like, "You crazy, fucking." I did. I called my father. I was like, "Do you think I'm fucking a crackhead?" He was like, What are you talking about?" Like, no. He's like, "Why you asked me that?" I was like, "Cause some fucker came up to me and asked me if I wanted to buy crack." I was like, that was so fucking random and so unexpected. I was like, I thought he was gonna ask me for at least $1 or something. I would have gave him the fucking dollar, but he's kind of asking me if I want to buy crack. I was like, does this scream crackhead in my head? Do I have like a sign that says I'm a crackhead? Like, no. Crack is whack. Who said that? Crack is whack. Oh, Whitney Houston. Whitney got tied with Diddy. That's another big can of worms that I don't want to open up because I could actually project and see everything. And Diddy had an issue with Whitney, and Whitney is not here with us, and we know I know the truth. They won't ever say the truth. I hope 50 Cent exposes it and says it in his documentary of Diddy. I'm looking forward to that documentary. I hope he does us justice and actually, I hope he says what I have in my mind of what he did. It's so disgusting. I don't look like a crackhead. I know. I'm like, that's what I called my father. I called my dad. I literally had to ask him. I was like, "Do you think I'm a crackhead?" He started laughing. He's like, "No, why you say that?" I was like, "Some random guy came up to me asking me if I wanted to buy crack." Oh, so awkward. Never in my life has that ever happened to me. Only one time now. So weird. Because that's what they do out there. They do a lot of crack and meth and all these weird drugs. Didn't she do crack though? Winnie done everything. Winnie has done everything. I blame it on the manager. I blame it on Bobby. Bobby was a really bad influence on her. But I blame her managers, her producers. She was young back in those days, and they took advantage of her. And she was so naive, and she tried it, and when she tried, you can't get off of it pretty much. And yeah, it happened to me in Austin one time on 6th Street. Granted, it was New Year's, but still, I was so shocked. I was so shocked when they asked me. I never in my life that's it's just the weirdest thing. Exactly, does everyone gotta take advantages of everyone because they love power. That's the problem. How people take advantage of others is about the power and control, and they use that against others. And what like Diddy did and what Epstein did was blackmail, and had a lot of like disgusting videos of other like I see it. I see all the nastiness, and I see a lot of these kids. They were put on a boat and it was taken out into the ocean. And they had their hands tied and they had their feet tied. And they threw them overboard. They threw them overboard. And the thing is that you will never find those bodies. The sharks eat them. Other like wildlife in that ocean. There's so much sharks and so much predators that you're a done deal if you fall into the ocean. That's why that miracle with the cruise ship, with the Disney cruise ship, that the father jumped in after the daughter, that was such a heroic thing. It's that right there is like winning the lottery like 10 times over. That's how lucky they are to be alive. That's why they can't release the information on the list, because they like the victims are like, yeah, we're trying to save the victims and not show the victims and protect the victims. You know why? Because those victims are dead. They could never find them. So if they were to produce names and so forth and pictures of these victims, guess what? They're gonna be like, oh, let's see if we could find them. They're not gonna find them because they're dead. That's the real reason. And that's why they don't release that information. I know this. I know. It's crazy. I'm very good at like visions and see things and hear things and just the vibration and feeling the vibration, and it's so wild. It's because there's so many people that it's just disgusting. We're talking about Ellen DeGeneres. Nobody's talking about Ellen. Nobody. Even Diddy was like, I wonder what Ellen's doing. Oh, so Ellen's not even in the country. She's in UK. I wonder why Ellen like abruptly like left her show and left the country. Yeah. Let me tell you right now. Fish Stick was messing with other fish sticks, and she was fluffy bumping also with other fishes in the sea. And when I say they're in the sea, it's because they're not here with us. A lot of victims, they go missing, and you think, oh, they went missing. You go to Walmart and you see all these kids missing, and you wonder where they're at. A lot of them never get found. A lot of missing children never get found. And then you got children from not only America, because they didn't only take American kids to this island, to Epstein Island. No, they brought kids from all around the world. From all around the world. You know? A lot of Indian kids, a lot of like African kids, a lot of kids. I'm sorry, I can see it. No. It's like to them, it's like a ritual to them. You know, it's the essence of aversion. That's what they feed off. That's what they get off of. You know. Another one that I don't trust is Madonna. She's crazy as fuck. She's has dark secrets. She's been in those Diddy parties. She's been in a lot of parties. You know, if we're gonna go down this road, this rabbit hole, I'll tell you right now, a lot of them will be implemented. A lot of them will be like called out. You know, because it's gonna take down a lot of people. Yeah, it's very satanic, very, very like, and it's funny how they just believe in and they're like, oh, Jesus will look after me. I pray all the time. I don't need to pray. I don't need to ask for Jesus's help. I don't need to ask for any entity's help right now. When I really need them, that's when I bother them. But to have no, I don't do this prayer stuff because I use my energy for different things, and for prayer it's like to heal, right? And when I do pray, it's like for those people to heal and to get better in life, to lead them in a positive way, energy wise. But a lot of people just say it, and they just say it without even doing it, and then when they do it, it's for their own greed and only for them and not for others. And it's just, I don't know. I'm not big with the religion stuff. I'm just not big in it. I mean, everyone to each their own, right? It's just not me. It's not for me. Do I believe in the baby Jesus? Yeah, I believe he's a part of a thing that was here, like how I am here too, and like how you're here too. You are all important. Don't ever let anyone think that or put you down in any way, because you're very important. And believe in yourself, and you're capable of so much. You put your mind to it, stay focused, and you could do anything and make anything possible. Just manifest it, and you will get, and you will have what you seek, and what you want rewarded. It will come to you. But the key to everything is patience. You got to be patient. If you're not patient, and you just want everything in a rush and want it now, it's just not going to happen. And all you're going to be is disappointed. Good things come to those who wait. But let's finish up on that story. I believe this is Jason A's. So we left the part where Trump's going to interrupt the reporter. Actually, he's going to interrupt Pat Bondi, and he's going to make this ridiculous statement that it shocked me today, that he said, Epstein. We're still talking about Epstein. Imagine if he would have said, we're still talking about JFK. That was back in the 60s. Why are we talking about him now? Why are we talking about Martin Luther King? How is that relevant to the flooding that happened in Texas? Doesn't that sounds really ridiculous, right? I mean, for me, that sounds ridiculous. If someone comes up to me and the way Trump answered that, I really lost. I lost he lost some points with me for sure. But let's finish up with this segment, and then I'll talk at the end of it.
For Foreign Intelligence Agency, the former Labor Secretary, who was Miami U.S. Attorney Alex Acosta, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape on the night of his death?
Yeah, sure. Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
You saw that, and look at his hands, right? When he says this and stuff, look at Rubio, look at Pat Bondi. He's actually in shock that he's saying this. It makes you wonder, Trump, what's really going on? Why are you burying the Epstein files? What do you know? How many of your friends are in there? How many of your golf partners are in that list? How many people of importance of world leaders are in that list? How many phone calls did you got because of this list that you didn't? They told you not to release it. Did Bill Gates call you? Did let's see, Mark Zuckerberg? Did he call you? Oh, okay. Well, you know, there's a lot of important people on that list, and now you're just downplaying it. And look at Pat Bondi's face. She looks like she's like, I don't know. She looks goofy right there. Like this is a goofball moment. Like Mark Rubio is like, what the fuck is going on here? Like he's dead eyed looking at Pat Bondi. He's not even looking at Trump as he's making this statement. He's looking straight at Pat Bondi. Like this is the most uncomfortable guy I have ever seen sitting next to a president. He feels like he doesn't even want to be there. Like that's the energy I feel from him. So let's continue listening.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
Sure. First, to back up on that, in February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention because I said I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that. Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein.
All determined to be child,
never going to be released.
Child fluffy bumping. Let me pause it right here. To all the, she's saying all the videos, all of them. Okay, let me rewind a little bit back. Let's let me push it a little bit more. Okay. All the videos were child fluffy bumping videos. Let that sink in your head. So you're telling me all the cameras that were in Epstein Island was just nothing but fluffy bumping everywhere? Like no videos of dignitaries, no videos of Bill Clinton in there? No? Nothing? This screams such cover up that it's worse than the JFK. This is worse than JFK. This is worse than Martin Luther King put together with JFK. The cover up and the protection of the elite. This is what it is. This is what it looks like. And Trump lost a little bit of respect from me. Yeah. It's just like I just feel for all those, and she's talking about all these victims and all these victims. Okay, where are the victims? Where are they? If you know the faces and you know the names on the videos, right? Because she said that she confirmed there's videos, and they're all child whatever videos. Can't you identify those child? Can you get their names and see if they're alive? No, they don't want to tell you that because they're not alive. They're not going to show you those videos. They're not going to show you the proof. Who are you? You're nobody. You're an ant. You're an ant. Get back to work. You're a working ant. That's all you know. You don't have a say. You don't have importance. This is not a problem that you're going to be able to solve. No, this is not it. You know, the only I could do is just talk upon it. I can't draw no resolutions to this. I can only speak what's on my mind. You know, but I tell you right now, when something smells like shit, it's shit. Okay, and right now, Pat Bondi, Trump, they smell like shit right now. It doesn't, and it smells like they need to go to the bathroom and really clean up because they really soiled themselves really bad today, and it's drawn like my confidence from like for them it's really low. I don't believe anything that the government says. I don't care if it's Trump, and I don't care if it would have been anyone. These individuals are very slick, and they only care about their selves, and that's it. Very selfish, very narcissistic individuals, and these people are too untouchable. Like they'll never be held accountable ever. Let's see here. I need a lot more confidence in myself. Ah, you got it. You just have to just put your foot down and like drink a cup of coffee and just say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna get the shit," and just do it. You know, just like push yourself. Like I'll push you like this and get you started. Here's a push. You know, you have a lot of capabilities. You know, crystals and stuff are they're good. You know, there's a good energy. Good. You have to be pure and confident in what you're capable of, and to be able to get that site up and running and get your business established. Yes, you can do it. Just put your mind to it, and like it's not easy, but nothing ever is. It's just never is. But let's finish up this Trump thing because it's pissing me off. Every time it pisses me off because what they're saying and confirming, yeah, they're kids on the video and it's this and this and that. Okay, I want to know where are those kids at, because this is going back like decades. Okay, these kids are already like older. They should be already adults. We're talking about like in their 30s and 40s. You're talking about kids that are probably already like 40s and 50s. You're like they're older, you know. So why is no one stepping forward and suing the shit out of Epstein and even the government right now for this cover up? There's nobody, because there ain't nobody there going to be there to claim, because a lot of them are all dead. You know, when you're dead, you can't really speak. You know, they can speak from the grave. I'll pull out the Ouija board. I'll find out. But I just hear their voices. You know, I just hear the vibrations. I can feel them like them drowning. Just like the floods. Like when I felt like when that happened and stuff. Like before it happened, I just felt so like I knew something was gonna happen, and just sad that like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people are dead, and yet they're fiddle dicking with the numbers and like, yeah, we're just got like 110 dead, and we're still looking for like 161. We're giving an exact number, but it should be an estimate. Because those are not exact numbers. Those numbers are very low for a 4th of July weekend. Hello, goodbye. Doesn't make any sense. Help me make it make sense, because it just doesn't make any sense to me. If a 4th of July weekend, you're out there with your RVs and you're out there with your family, you're out there with your friends, you're out there with your pets, and you have a whole RV park of 50 vehicles that were in that park, and all the vehicles are gone after the flood. You're going to tell me that all those people managed to make their way out before all their vehicles got swept away? I highly doubt it. A lot of those people were sleeping in their beds and just were swept away in their sleep. But they'll gaslight the shit out of you just like the government has. Now let's listen to Pat Bondi gaslight us.
The file along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that. Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child. downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein. Child is what they were. Never going to be released, never going to see the light of day. To him being an agent, I have no knowledge about that. We can get back to you on that. And the minute missing from the video, we released the video showing definitively the video was not conclusive, but the evidence prior to it was showing he committed suicide. And what was on that, there was a minute that was off the counter.
How do
and
we
what
know
we
he committed
learned from Bureau
suicide?
of Prisons was every night.
I'm just gonna break this down as she's speaking, so that way I can give you my side and what I'm thinking. This is fun. I used to work in a hospital. I used to work the morgue, and I used to help process the body and release the body to the medical examiners and to any funeral home that was coming to claim the body. So one thing there's always documentary, like documents, and not only documents, there's pictures and there's video, because all our hospitals had cameras and video. It was always been taken, right? So you're gonna tell me that there's no video of them removing the body? There's no video of them or pictures of when they came upon this individual dead there in the cell, that no one bothered to take pictures? No one bothered to review the videos of them escorting the body out of the facility? There would be video, right, of that. How come there's no video? How come there's no pictures or documentation video of the autopsy that was done on Epstein? Where is it? Where's the pictures in the video? Where's the documentary proof that Epstein is truly dead? Is he dead? Is the big question. Is he? Or is he not? Did they have him flee the country and he's living in an island somewhere where there's no, like, it's not much of communication, so forth? Could he be somewhere? I mean, they did the same thing to Hitler. I mean, I'm sure they could do the same for Epstein. Yeah, Hitler was in Argentina. He fled Germany during like World War II. He's like, he got the fuck out of there. He was like, I'm peace, I'm out. He left. He left and he went to Argentina. But yeah, believe all you want. Everything's all conspiracy. But did he really die? Or was he taken out? That 1 minute, anyone can escape in 1 minute. Especially if the cameras are all out in 1 minute. He could have walked out of that place, and they would have taken him out and put him in a van and taken him away. And then come up with an autopsy report with no video documentation or pictures, just saying, yeah, he had this and this and this in his neck, and okay, yeah, he's dead, and that's it, right? That's what you want me to believe. All this could be manipulated. The man's probably still alive. The man doesn't look the same as he used to look, but he could be still alive, and he could be out there. That's why they wanna just stop talking about it. Like, Trump wants to stop talking about it. Yeah, let's talk about Trump and Epstein Island, saying that he's never been there. I call bullshit. And not only that, he used to have Epstein in Mar-a-Lago Epstein was a member of Mar-a-Lago. And the only reason why they kicked out Epstein was because he was harassing these young girls. And Trump got word of it and had him escorted out. And that's when they put the cahoots on him and never brought him back. And then the downfall began. Just so sick. And Trump tries to play innocent. It's okay. Play innocent. Play. I listen. I sniff everybody, no matter what. The energy that they project, and I could read them. So he's not so innocent. The Britney Spears song comes out. I'm not that innocent. Yeah. There was so much controversy with Trump with when he had the pageant, when he had was it Miss America, I think it was Miss Universe and stuff like that, when he used to run the pageantry. Major complaints of Trump walking in on the females as they were getting dressed and getting ready, and they were naked pretty much, and he would just walk in there and just like start talking to the girls as they're like, yes, many times he has done that and done worse, but he's the good guy. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, let's finish up this story. I keep stopping it, but it's just sickos do that. Who does that? The sickos. So let's listen to Pat Bonnie, her bullshit, and finish up this Jason A video. I'm just breaking it down because I look at Marco Rubio, I look at all the people around. You see how Trump has his hands down like at his crotch area. This is a very protective like move. When you do this, you're protecting yourself. You're protecting, like, you're guarding. That's called guarding. He's not that innocent. He's not innocent. I'm telling you right now. Like, look at his hands. Look at where they're at. He's like, like, look at Marco Rubio. Like, he looks so fucking disappointed. This face right here is the face of disappointment. Look at his lips. Look at his nose. Look at his eyes. Look at his eyebrows. This is a very disappointed face. All right, let's continue.
They redo that video. It's old, from like 1999. So every night the video is reset, and every night should have the same minute missing. So we're looking for that video to release that as well.
That's a lie.
That a minute is missing every night, and that's it on Epstein.
Okay, I have to stop that. That's a lie, because when that minute, and I saw the video for myself, when that minute stops, right, and it jumps to the 12th, so there's a minute and 2 seconds that's missing. When that video comes back, the camera shakes. The camera not supposed to move at all. Okay, when it's a flicker like that, the camera don't move. So what is going on? Did they splice out one video and put in another video within that 1 minute frame, but have it running, make it seems like, you know, it's like together, but it's not really the same video? Did Epstein walk out of that prison? Or was he taken out in a gurney? Like, where's the video of that? Why nobody's asking that questions? Like, I don't get it, you know? It's very confusing to me. But they want to stop talking about Epstein.
On the tariffs first, you said it is the deadline.
You said Jeffrey Epstein committed. People don't believe it.
Well, I mean, listen, they have a right to their opinion, but as someone who has worked as a public defender, as a prosecutor, who's been in that prison system, who's been in the Metropolitan Detention Center, who's been in segregated housing, you know when you see one, and that's what that was.
He killed himself. You want me to? I've seen the whole file. He killed himself.
I know it's hard work.
DOJ and FBI have now concluded there was no Jeffrey Epstein client list. What do you tell MAGA supporters who say they want anyone involved in Jeffrey Epstein's alleged crimes to be held accountable?
This administration wants anyone who has ever committed a crime to be held accountable. And I would argue this administration has done more to lock up bad guys than certainly the previous administration. And the Trump administration is committed to truth and to transparency. That's why the Attorney General and the FBI Director pledged at the president's direction to do an exhaustive review of all of the files related to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes and his death. And they put out a memo in conclusion of that review. There was material they did not release because, frankly, it was incredibly graphic and it contained child, which is not something that's appropriate for public consumption. But they committed to an exhaustive investigation. That's what they did, and they provided the results of that. That's transparency.
Follow up on that.
Sure.
Okay. So the FBI looks at the circumstances surrounding the death of Jeffrey Epstein. According to the report, this systematic review revealed no incriminating client list. So what happened to the Epstein client list that the Attorney General said she had on her desk?
Well, I think if you go back and look at what the Attorney General said in that interview, which was on your network on Fox News.
Got the quote.
Go ahead.
John Roberts said, DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen? And she said, it's sitting on my desk right now to review.
Yes, she was saying the entirety of all of the paperwork, all of the paper in relation to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes. That's what the Attorney General was referring to, and I'll let her speak for that. But again, when it comes to the FBI and the Department of Justice, they are more than committed to ensuring that bad people are put behind bars. They have an operation going on right now called Summer Heat.
It's all bullshit. Jason A, good video again. Does good work, man. If you're not subscribed to him, you should. He's a really good, puts together great videos. Makes you wonder, the gaslighting, and has the gaslighting has stopped? Nope. It's still ongoing. Government is going to be the government no matter whose the party is. They're going to do what they got to do for themselves and others. And Epstein is just too deep. It's really none of our business. That's what they're telling us. This is what the White House is telling us. It's none of your business. Get back to work, produce more, and shut the fuck up. There, long story short. It's none of your business. Those that are affected, they're like, there's minors and compromising positions. Guess what? Those motherfucking, they're not minors anymore. They're adults. So why have you not got in contact with those adults that are now adults and get them to testify and say their side of what happened and what they went through? Ooh, damn, Rick, that's too real, right? Too many questions, right? Like, the truth shall set you free, right? So where are these adults? Because they're not kids. Remember, this happened back in the days. We're talking about decades back. Okay, we're talking about like almost like 30 like years back. We're thinking like a long way back. Okay, so these individuals, they're adults now. They could come up and talk and say, yes, it was me. I was on Epstein Island. Yes, I was affected by Epstein, and speak your side of the story and say what happened to you. Like, they're adults now. So why are you protecting? Oh, you got to protect the kids. They're not kids anymore. Those videos are very old. They're not kids. They're adults. Now, where are those adults? And why are you not reaching out to them? That's that's me as a journalist. I that's the questions I would ask. Like, I would ask the most uncomfortable question. I don't even care if Trump does it. He's trying to put me down and tell me, oh, why are we talking about Epstein? Oh, bitch, because you ran on Epstein List. You went on this tour, political tour. You were promoting yourself and the Epstein List, and that you were going to release the Epstein List when you got into office. So with the JFK and the Martin Luther King, and guess what? We still haven't got none of them yet. And you've been in office for what, 7 months now? Almost 7 months. We're waiting. Like, what happened to the JFK? Now JFK's list is gonna disappear too. His shit's gonna disappear. Martin Luther King stuff is gonna disappear too, because that's the game we're playing. Okay. Gaslight the public. You're not gaslighting me. I know the truth. I know what I see and I hear, and you guys are full of shit. Just like the last administration, there's no difference between this administration or the first term administration of Trump's his first 4 years. You know, it's like, why the cover up so much? You know, what's going on here? Something's not right here. Or something's not right. Something doesn't smell right. It's shit, you know. It's a sad thing, but you know, someone could splice the video that minute and that minute and 2 seconds. Let me tell you, someone can do the crime, get out of there, right? They'll splice the video because it's a minute and in reality it's 62 seconds. So the 62 seconds that's missing, and you can splice it with another day, and that's why you see that jump. When you see that jump, it's not normal, right? That's because something is manipulated. The video's been manipulated, and that's why you have that jump that it does, and it doesn't even look right. So yeah, I question where's the video of them removing the body. Like, am I the only one asking for these questions? I believe I'm the only one on YouTube that asks these questions. So sad that I only got a few people watching, but thank you for watching. I appreciate it. You guys are going to be very lucky and very successful. I let you know right now. I send you that energy. Anything you want, you will be successful in. And yeah, there's some weird shit going on for sure. Not normal. I do got other stories that I want to go through before I wrap up the show, because I'm not going to try to be on here all night, but I do want to see a couple of more things, a couple of other stories. Did I finish up on the Benny Johnson? I should finish up on the Benny Johnson. Yeah, let me go finish up on Benny Johnson. Let me come over here. It's only like a minute more, so I'm sorry, but we got to finish them up. This listening
for this administration to fix these problems, but you cannot fix the problems by atomizing the trust from your base in these same institutions that are supposed to be distributing justice. And that's exactly what's happening right now. Do you see how they're linked? Right? It's the opposite, actually. What's happening is the opposite of like, stop talking about Jeffrey Epstein. Like, it's going to make people even more suspicious and more angry, these actions. Why is Pam Bondi's Justice Department covering up Jeffrey Epstein's crimes and murder? Tucker Carlson, ladies and gentlemen. Tough stuff. Go watch the interview. Good questions being asked right now.
Yeah, I gotta watch that interview. I am subscribed to Tucker Carlson. Yeah, I got the same laugh as him. I got that little laugh. He got it from me. he won't hate it. because I always laugh. I always have this little laugh that I have. And I'm sure Turkey got it from me somehow. He'll laugh about it too. But it's like who to trust, right? And everything happens for a reason. And the way Elon was saying, Trump's on the Epstein list. He's on the Epstein list. Screaming like from the top of his lungs. And people were like, yeah, not really caring. Was not only on the list, but he was on the island. There is video footage, and there's no child being like doing anything on that footage in front of them because Epstein had videos from all over his island. Like he had cameras everywhere. Okay. Now you're gonna tell me that every video footage that you got from that compound, it was all nothing but child fluffy bumping? So all the videos were just child fluffy bumping? If you believe that shit, I tell you right now, I got a few bridges out here that I can sell you. In Connecticut, they're kind of not that good in great in condition, but you can refurbish it yourself. Just contact me in the comments after the show, and I'll arrange a nice big bridge for you. Oh no. It's just shocking how the world, like the energy, how it moves, from different situations and different things, and like this Trump thing is really the way he talked about just the Epstein stuff is just really creepy, very 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 creepy. Let me see something. I want to see this. Give me 1 second. I want to see this. It's a Jason A one. Let me take a look at it. We could watch it together. Let's I'm gonna move him out the way. Where did I put it at? Okay, here it is.
And just last month, while feuding with President Trump, Elon Musk posting, "Time to drop the really big bomb. At real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, Donald J. Trump." But Musk later deleted that post and others, saying he went too far in attacking Trump. The president saying he cut ties with Epstein nearly 2 decades ago, saying even Epstein's lawyer cleared him.
Caroline. Okay, so the FBI looks at the circumstances surrounding the death of Jeffrey Epstein. According to the report, this systematic review revealed no incriminating client list. So what happened to the Epstein client list that the Attorney General said she had on her desk?
Well, I think if you go back and look at what the Attorney General said in that interview, which was on your network on Fox News.
Go ahead. John Roberts said, DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen? And she said, it's sitting on my desk right now to review.
Yes, she was saying the entirety of all of the paperwork, all of the paper in relation to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes. That's what the Attorney General was referring to.
But that's not what he.
But again, when it comes to the FBI and the Department of Justice, they are more than committed to ensuring that bad people are put behind bars.
Caroline, the DOJ and FBI have now concluded there was no Jeffrey Epstein client list. What do you tell MAGA supporters who say they want anyone involved in Jeffrey Epstein's alleged crimes to be held accountable?
This administration wants anyone who has ever committed a crime to be held accountable. And I would argue this administration has done more to lock up bad guys than certainly the previous administration. And the Trump administration is committed to truth and to transparency. That's why the Attorney General and the FBI Director pledged at the president's direction to do an exhaustive review of all of the files related to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes and his death. And they put out a memo in conclusion of that review. There was material they did not release because, frankly, it was incredibly graphic and it contained child which is not something that's appropriate for public consumption. But they committed to an exhaustive investigation. That's what they did, and they provided the results of that. That's transparency.
I have spent the last 17 years in my own prison for what she, Jeffrey, and all the co-conspirators did to me. I was repeatedly. I was 3 times a day sometimes.
You see,
and I was
there's a
not the only
victim.
girl on that island. There was a constant stream of girls being over and over and over again. And yes, Ghislaine must die in prison because I've been in hell and back for the last 17 years.
And 27 for me.
I was 10 years old when Liz Stein was being trafficked. I was 10. That is how long this trafficking ring has been going on.
Taking a live look at the White House this morning.
They're being
you probably
ignored.
heard before that President Donald Trump, along with other prominent leaders and celebrities, were on the so-called Epstein list. Now the FBI is putting those theories to rest.
Yeah, overnight, the agency releasing hours of video footage and some other findings, trying to put to rest those conspiracy theories that Jeffrey Epstein's death was a. I imagine they will only ramp up from here on out, though. The FBI also saying that it found no client list at all.
Yeah, ABC's Andrew Denbert walks us through these
Swamp
newly
is still
released
going to be the
details.
swamp. I'm saying right now.
Overnight, the
Nothing's
FBI
changing.
and Justice Department releasing 11 hours of footage they say
not
helps
even his jail
confirm
cell.
notorious financier Jeffrey Epstein died by suicide in his Manhattan jail cell in 2019, awaiting his trafficking trial. According to a memo detailing the findings, investigators found the video showed no one entering the area in the overnight hours before Epstein was found unresponsive. But perhaps the biggest bombshell, investigators say they found no incriminating client list of Epstein's, no credible evidence that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals, and no evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties.
Okay, I call bullshit because that video that shows that cell, you see where those people are walking in and out and stuff, it will make you believe that that's the cell that Epstein's in. It's not. It's not even in view. It's in the background, in the back towards the right side, but it's not the first 2 doors you see right in front of you. No, it's in the background, and it's back there somewhere. It's not really visible, but they're trying to push this narrative that yes, this is the video that proves that Epstein killed himself. That looking at a video that's not even in front of his cell. This is another sector of the prison. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't make sense. Help me make sense. It just doesn't make sense to me.
For years, Epstein has been at the center of conspiracies surrounding both his death and a rumored client list allegedly used to blackmail powerful men. Attorney General Pam Bondi, back in February, was asked if the Justice Department intended to release a list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Bondi saying this.
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
You were in the same prison as Jeffrey Epstein.
Yes.
What do you think happened?
Jeffrey Epstein would have to be a magician to try to himself in that cell. I was in that cell. There's no way there's nothing on the ceiling. The bedpost is this high. I couldn't even go to a restroom without them walking back and forth and having me on camera. You know, there's no way he committed suicide.
So you reckon he was killed?
Yeah,
Why?
I believe that. I mean, look, there's no doubt there was powerful people involved with him, 100%. These people have a way of covering things up.
Meantime, a new report from FBI and Department of Justice debunking claims Jeffrey Epstein kept a client list. The report also says Epstein was not murdered during his stay in a Manhattan jail, and there's no evidence he blackmailed prominent people. The Trump administration plans to release a video to prove their findings on Epstein's 2019 death, which led to a slew of conspiracy theories. The disgraced mogul first pleaded guilty in 2008 for soliciting underage and was placed on the sex offenders list.
The Democrats raked up a storm over Elon Musk's now deleted tweet, in which the billionaire claimed that Trump was named in the Epstein files. However, Musk gave no other context or evidence in the since deleted post. After the latest Axios report on the administration closing Epstein's case, Musk put out another post taking a swipe at the Trump administration's changing stance on the Epstein files.
Damn.
And joining us live on the broadcast is our correspondent, Susan Tehrani. She's joining us live from New York. Hi, Susan. Of course, talk to us more about how these findings represent the first time the Trump administration has officially contradicted the conspiracy theories and activities surrounding Epstein.
Yeah, absolutely. It is the first official repudiation of those conspiracy theories that, first of all, Jeffrey Epstein didn't himself, and second of all, there was this clients list, basically, that Epstein had of wealthy and powerful individuals. The Justice Department says that there is no such evidence and has urged people to not go around and spread these rumors and conspiracy theories. However, as you mentioned, there are many who are skeptical, including Elon Musk, and a lot of people who actually voted for Donald Trump. And one of the reasons for that was because they believed that the Trump Justice Department would possibly put out a clients list, or they were hoping that this conspiracy theory was indeed true. So this skepticism is going to continue. The conspiracies aren't going anywhere, but it appears that the Justice Department wanted to put a lid on this with Kash Patel and Pam Bondi at the
Look how
helm,
close he is with
and
Epstein.
sort of say that there is really nothing more to see here. Now, it's also
he's not
important to
innocent.
note that a
He is
group
not
of
an innocent
conservative
man.
influencers were invited to the White House, and they were seen a few months back leaving
He's
the
very
White
talkative
House
with
with these
Epstein.
banners that had thousands of pages related to the Jeffrey Epstein file, and they were promised sort of more will come after that. But nonetheless, these are material that have been made public as of now, and even they're saying now that what happened to this evidence that we were sort of promised at the White House that day, besides these big white binders. So, the conversation is going to
No
continue. But as
evidence.
far as the Justice Department and FBI is concerned, first of all, he didn't himself, and second of all, there doesn't seem to be a clients list.
This country is so fucked. Jason A does really good reporting. Like I said, subscribe to his channel. He's hustling over there. But Epstein, very powerful agent, big time agent. Do we really know that he's dead? What did they do with the body? Did it get buried or did it get cremated? Because they get rid of the evidence, they cremate it. And now no accountability. No accountability. That's why I told Tyson to make the shirt. Like, make accountability great again. And he's selling it on his channel. You gotta go to his channel, watch one of his videos, and under the description you could click on it and you could go to, like, you can see the shirts there, and you could pick out make accountability great again. MAGA, the real MAGA. Because America is already great. I don't need to keep pushing it again. You know what I mean? Because America is great. We need to make accountability great again, because there's no accountability. Everyone is just like a free for all, and the bad ones are getting away with it. Diddy is getting away with it. Like, he's trying to get away with it. Like, he knows a lot about this industry and what's been happening, and he has major dirt on everyone. And the government knows this, but they play stupid. That's what's sad about the governments. Because they deflect and they play the da. Like, huh? We don't have no list. What list you talking about? I never said that. And they have recordings of her specifically saying she has it on her desk. I mean, you could try to manipulate and change what you said and like, no, we know what you said, and it took forever for you to go through like, that should have been the first thing you should have done when you first like got sworn in. But we waited months and months. Like, the train of truth is here. um we waited a long time for this, and now you come and be like, sitting at the well, that was the cabinet meeting, and they're all sitting there like little stooges, and a reporter asked a very good question. I think it was a good question, about the Epstein, and if he's an agent or what was he. And Pat Bonnie was gonna answer the question, but then Trump interrupts her and says what he says, and that just really rattles. You know what I mean? It's just, it's weird. And how I found it weird is because, okay, if we're gonna stop talking about Epstein because you want us to stop talking about him, then you're gonna get us to stop talking about JFK. You're gonna have us stop talking about, I don't know, a lot of things like the Tennessee mass shooter manifesto that has not been released yet, because everybody forgot about that. I've never forgot about that manifesto from Tennessee, that the one that went up in the school, and the officers ended up shooting her ass. Where's that manifesto? Never came out. Wonder why. And then now, all the stuff that's going on with the White House, and I feel like they're trying to gaslight the public. They ran they ran with this Epstein shit. We're gonna get Epstein. We're gonna get that list. We're gonna release it, and all this bullshit, knowing that his ass is in that list. He's in that list. See, he's chummy with Epstein. Very chummy with Epstein. You could try to like my mom, I guess, used to do this to me. Try to change like the truth from what really happened in the past, and it's not working because everyone's seeing right through it. Everyone knows the truth. He's been there, and there's video of it. And not only that, they say, oh yeah, they're all like fluffy bumping videos of kids. All that footage. So you're talking about all the footage, the New York footage, the Florida footage, the California footage. Oh, wait a minute. There's a lot of footage. Don't get it twisted. All those footages, like, they're all just fluffy bumping. You want the American people to believe that? It's funny. That's kind of sad. You know what I mean? These kids, they were young. They were about 8, 9. I think the youngest was like 8 or 9. I think it was like 8, 7 or 8 years old. And there were kids from all over the world there. And it's disgusting. The world leaders and kings and princes, like a prince, and future kings. Oh Lord, disgusting. But the easy way out is to Epstein and brush everything underneath and just in time we'll forget about this. Trust me. They're too busy. They got a lot of things going on in their own lives. They're not really like caring about this most important, like it's one of the biggest scandals in American history that we're just brushing under the table, under the rug for a while until it resurfaces later on in the future. And for those watching in the future and seeing this, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. You know, why the gaslighting President Trump? Yeah, why the gaslighting President Trump? Like, it's just we're in special times. I say I'm alive to witness a lot of shit before I die. I'm such a witness. Oh, today I had a great experience. Um, I went to this place, right? And I saw for the first time in my life, I saw fireflies. Have you ever seen fireflies before? This is my first time seeing fireflies, and it brought me so much joy. I took video of it. I did. I might put it on my shorts. I put it in my shorts. It sounds funny saying that. I'm gonna put it in my shorts. But I saw fireflies, and they were so beautiful. They were so beautiful. It gave me hope. You know, nature always gives me hope. It does. It nature finds a way. You know, nature could kill. Nature could actually save. Nature is very powerful. Very, very powerful. But I'm pretty sure nature is disappointed right now, especially stating that there's no file, there's no Epstein file. Like all the evidence, everything is just not like. What did the last administration do? Did they like tear up all the evidence and destroyed all the evidence? Like, how come there's no evidence? Like, this just does not make any sense to me. I'm sorry. My head is just flustered right now. It's just too much. Like, who's disappointed in Trump's response about Epstein? Like, who's disappointed about the response you heard today about Epstein? I'm very disappointed. Why are we being forced to drop the Epstein list from our minds? Why they want us to blank out and forget about Epstein? It's like, I don't know. Who are they protecting? Like, who, I know Prince Edward's. I know there's other princes and other princesses and A-listers and big producers and big money movers. Um, Bill Gates. Yeah. It's really dark. It's deep. It implements a lot of people. That's the reason why they want to get rid of the Epstein stuff, because it's not only Epstein. You think he's the fall guy. He's the monkey in the middle. He was just the monkey in the middle. The other people are the guilty ones, the ones committing the act. You think Epstein was the only one who's recording Epstein doing all this stuff? No. He has footage of others doing things to others, like to younglings. Not good. You know? And out of all the children, right? Because there were so many children, why hasn't any children victims come forward? You know, we saw two girls here that spoke upon, right? And they're only two. Like, there has to be hundreds and maybe thousands of victims. And where are they? And why they're not speaking up? It's very awkward. Epstein didn't just only download child fluffy bumping material. He didn't just download and had thousands and thousands of videos of child fluffy bumping material. I believe he had some sensitive secrets, like from world politicians. I think he had like state secrets. I think he had secrets from around the world, from different agencies, especially Israel. It's just very sensitive, and a lot of political individuals was fluffy bumping children. Okay, disgusting. But I can only tell you what I could see. That's why the U.S. government is doing everything in its power to hide the truth from the world. They're hiding it. They're hiding everything. Like, you're seeing is not believing, because they tell you seeing is believing, but they don't want you to see, and they don't want you to believe. They want you to continue working and continue what you're doing. Forget about what's going on now. It'll be an afterthought. It will be an afterthought. It's just, we're living in weird times, It's I don't know. I don't know what I'm dealing with. I don't even know what I'm seeing. Every day's a new day. Every day is something. I feel bad for the victims of the flooding. It's not I predicted, but I talked about it. I knew there was hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of hundreds of people that are dead from this flood. It was the 4th of July weekend. It was a packed house. They were all by the river. They were all camping and just enjoying life, and their life ended. And this is like a big stretch. You're only getting a vision of a Camp Mystic, which is just a little camp. The devastation of this floods is so vast that it's just mind numbing. It gives me like thoughts of the North Carolina flooding, because that was like the original disaster flooding, and that was horrible. That was horrible. They still looking for people in that flood, and what happened there. They're still looking for people. So you could just imagine what's happening in Texas. Okay, and at least the Carolinas, like, it wasn't during a 4th of July or anything like that. It was not a 4th of July weekend, and this event happens. This is the worst case scenario of American history that we're witnessing. This will go down as the worst flood in American history that killed the most amount of people. It's disgusting. And they were spraying stuff in the air, because I saw a video of them spraying, and the rain that was coming down, it was coming down blue. It was like a blue rain, like Kool-Aid. It looks like Kool-Aid. Like, it was just like they were showing it on the tarp, and they're like, yeah, it's been raining all day, but look how the color of the rain, like the water, and it was blue. It was like a blue color. I have that video. I'm gonna post it on my Discord. Chloe, I'll send it to you so you can see it. It's fucking ridiculous. But the fireflies, oh my god, I have the video. I'm gonna put it on the Discord so you can see it. If it lets me. If it doesn't let me, because I did a 30-second one, but I did a longer one. I did like a minute, but I don't know if the minute is gonna let me on Discord, because they're gonna want me to pay for their services, and I'm like, I'm not paying for that right now. the amount of movement that I have in there is very little, so I'm not paying for that right now. Now, if my channel grows and I have more activity, then I'll turn the leaf. But other than that, right now, it's just But the fireflies, it was so beautiful. It's the first time I ever seen it like that. I was so it caught me by surprise. It really did. I took video of it. It looked so beautiful. And I do have that video, but like I said, today was just not a great day. As far as like with the Trump shit, with the Epstein and seeing video of him chummy with Epstein, and that was all the time. Don't get it twisted. They were really good friends. Okay. So there's a lot of history between Trump and Epstein. They try to they downplay it as much as possible because of course they don't want him to look bad. So they're gonna play it down as much as possible, but it's okay. There's others that were part of that too. Trump, you're not the only one, man. You're not the only politician that's been caught up in that web. And it is what it is, Just what can we do, what power we have to make any change or make any movement? Very little. Very little. Not when you have those in Washington that swim with the sharks, that still swim with the sharks because they said they were going to empty and empty the swamp, right? Yeah, you're there wrestling with the gators. You're playing with them. You're actually probably riding them. Not the same gators like Alcatraz, that's for sure. It's just the Democrats, and it's just the party. It doesn't matter. They all sleep in the same bed. It doesn't matter what party, red or blue, donkey, elephant. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. They all sleep in the same bed. It's just, it is what it is. Washington will always be Washington. They always will watch after their backs and not yours. And the Epstein list is none of your business. That's what Washington just, proved to us. That's what Trump proved to us, that the Epstein, everything that he committed, everything that the scum of the earth, that's what he calls them, the scum, your good friend, you were good friends with him, right? Weren't you friends? Weren't you like buddies? No, you wasn't. So all these videos that we're watching, they're not real. Epstein every day was at Mar-a-Lago, and there were multiple reports of him harassing young girls in Mar-a-Lago. Not one report, not two, not three. Many, many, many reports. Until he messed with a politician's daughter. That's where the line was drawn, and then he was removed. They talked to Epstein about this issue with him talking to minors there. They told him to chill out. And he's a maniac. That's he's a fiend. That's what they like, and that's what they adapt to, and that's their joy. It's disgusting. But President Trump just dug himself his own hole. Now who's gonna start burying him, because it doesn't look good. Because it makes him look more guilty. That's all. And then you want to use, and talk like, oh, why are you talking about Epstein? We had like Texas, and we have this over here. You didn't even know what the hell was the other thing what they were going to talk about. He was talking about Texas. He didn't even mention the flood. He was just at Texas. Like this thing in Texas, like, no. president. It was a natural disaster. It was a flood that has killed hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of people. But we want to play pretend in Washington. Go figure. But I'm gonna wrap up the show soon. I've been on here for too long. It's like 2 hours and 35 minutes. I'm already tired. My neck hurts. I'm ready to hit the sack soon. But I hope everyone had a good day. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. And then, of course, I'll definitely see you on the flip side. But yeah, it was a good day. I saw fireflies for the first time. Yay! That's a win right there. That's a win of life. Because that was my first time looking at fireflies. They was just as bright. As these stars back here. They're just as bright. Like when they're flashing, they're like little flashing little lights, like in their butts. I was like, I never seen that before. I was so mesmerized. Like I could sit there and just watch them. Like I want to go back tomorrow and take more video. Like, but I wanted to get like more darker, and I want to like stand there and take a video of the fireflies at night. Oh my god, that would be so beautiful to freaking record. Like I will do a short. I will have to do like a 3-minute short. A long 3-minute short, so people could just like watch the fireflies. Like it's so beautiful. Then maybe tomorrow I could probably do that. I could go at night and stay there at night and show you guys like. But I'm gonna come late to the show. That's all I'm gonna say is I'm gonna be late to the show. But I'll be here. I'll do the show no matter what. But I want to take more videos. So the fireflies are so beautiful. I love them. But let's see here. My sister is heading to help with the flood. Oh. Yeah, she needs to be careful because it's so dangerous out there. Like they think this is just the people that are watching like TV. They're not watching the whole thing. Like if you see like the full footage of how tall these trees are, especially like the roots of these trees, they're huge and they're all over the place. And these trees were bashing under these trees and under the debris. There's so many people. Like they need a lot of cadaver dogs to like search for the bodies because it's just so overwhelming with that amount of people that this affected. This is like one of the biggest natural disasters in American history, but we're gonna downplay it right now because everything's just being downplayed. But you're gonna come back to me and say, yeah, damn Rick, you're right, man. All along you were right about this thing. I would say, yeah, I know. That's why I watch the news and then I report how I feel on it and give you a psychic approach to it. It's a different form of a psychic, of what I do. Read the news, read the vibrations, and then relay the feelings of what I feel. They were cloud seeding 2 days before and emitted. Yeah, they were cloud seeding. Like the water was coming down, it was blue. It was like a blue water. So all that seeding that they were doing, it erupted this low pressure system that fed off the heat and the humidity and really just came down. Like how does this like puny little river like jumps to like 27 feet high? Like, are you kidding me? Like a normal little girl is gonna be how tall? Like 3-4 feet? You say about 4 feet? Well, I mean, a little girl could be what? Let's say 7 years old. How tall can it be a 7-year-old? Like 4 feet tall? I'm assuming. I mean, seven. I mean, yeah, they could be like 4 feet tall at 7, so they'll be second grade. Yeah, they could be like 4 feet tall. They're not that tall. and you have this big ass river that's about 27, 25 feet, whatever, 27 feet high up in the air, that are just like a big wave that just comes and just sweeps everybody. You gotta understand, a lot of people were camping in tents. People were in tents, not only in RVs, not only in these like campsites and so forth. No, there was people camping, like out in like camping. Oh man, that's why the number is going to continue to jump up and jump up, because there's lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of people missing. My throat, it feels like I'm drowning. And these people are still in a rescue mission. This needs to be a recovery mission. There's no survivors. If you are searching for them and they're missing, it's been past 4 days now. They're not with us. Okay, they're not with us, and it's gonna be one of the saddest events that's ever has happened as far as like a flood event. It's gonna be one of the most dangerous and most people probably died in a very, very long time. It's just the element with the perfect timing, man, with the 4th of July and them cloud seeding, and then you having this low pressure from a storm that hit Mexico, that moved north and stalled out over that area, and with them seeding that area, that just hyped up the storm, and it unleashed so much rain because the rain was trapped in that atmosphere. So they just like, it's like stabbing the atmosphere with water. So you're like stabbing the atmosphere, and it's just letting loose all that water at once. And it just bombarded two like areas that the rivers just joined together. And when they joined together, they just made this one big hell of a fucking wave that just took out everything that was right in front of it. A lot of people lost their lives. Yes, yeah. They are beautiful. It's magical. Yeah, the fireflies are so beautiful. I really do love them. I was so mesmerized. I'm gonna put the video up. I have it here. I just gotta go through it. I have let me see. I have a few videos. I have two that are like about a minute long, and then I have let's see if I have a short one. It's a little harder to see in the daytime. Like if it gets really darker, like at night, you'll see them a lot more. I noticed them because I saw them like a lot brighter. Like this one, you can see them. They look so little, but it's like a little light. They're really quick. The light, like when you see them, because you can't just look in that area, because then it'll start catching your vision, and it's like little dots everywhere. And it seems so cool. It's like it was my first time, and I was like, I want to go back tomorrow to get more. I want to get some more coverage. But nighttime, but it's gonna delay me on my show. It's gonna delay my show from starting. I could start it late, I guess, or I could just do it early and just get it done early, and then I'll just do another show the next day. I think that'd be better because I don't want to be like rushing just to come back to do a show. So I can enjoy my fireflies. Oh no. Yeah, it's I guess I'll just send some information here. Let me see. Oh goodness, yes, when Connecticut had the Great Flood back in the Connecticut River, maybe the Connecticut River back in the 1955, right? We had a great flood here. One of the greatest floods that's happened in history. Um, Initially, there were like eight bodies were found, and there were like 50 missing, but it rained up to like 20 inches of rain, and the like all the areas like that had rivers were over flooding the banks. Like many people were killed all throughout the state. I mean, it was a part of history that's just you gotta look into it. Look into it. And you think if I'm lying, go look for yourself. It's called the Great Flood of 1955. It's the flood that affected the Connecticut River and all the rivers here in Connecticut. So, the Great Flood of 1955. Some wild times, water is very strong. Water will fuck everything up. It will destroy everything. So, like, it's so strong that the water will destroy dams. That's how horrible. Connecticut has suffered so much with natural disasters, and the fact that we take it for granted. History tends to repeat itself. We always got to remember that it will always repeat itself. And what happened to those in Texas this past 4th of July? Well, it happened before 1987, but it wasn't so severe and so deadly as it is today because it was done. The damn event, man, 4th of July weekend is what the most amount of people they could have in one area at one time. It's the only time of the year, I think, where you can do that. I mean, what other time of the year do you get together like that? It's always in the 4th of July. It's always the 4th. Like, that's where it's always busy. Cookouts and barbecues and, RVs. Like, I want to go on an RV, like, trip. I always wanted to go to Yellowstone Park. I always wanted to go to Yellowstone. I always wanted to see, I always want to see a bison. I want to see, but out in the wild. I want to see a buffalo in the wild. I want to see a moose in the wild. I have not yet seen a moose in the wild yet. I live up north, but I still haven't seen them. I've seen deers, a lot of them dead. I've seen a lot of them alive, but I've seen a lot of them dead before, especially driving in Pennsylvania. Oh my God. When I went to go see Doc, even one deer looked at me. Like this one deer, like I looked at it and his eyes looked at me and I felt his soul. It was so wild. Um but yeah, it's just wild. Let's see here. I heard they're freaking huge. The moose are huge. I know the mooses could get really big. Um the buffaloes, I would like to see them out in the wild. Um just going to like Yellowstone, I just with to be with the with nature and with the environment and it's, I don't know, it's just an adventure thing, I guess. It makes it beautiful. There's very beautiful spots there. That's very nice to spend the day and enjoy life in a more relaxing pace. I don't know if I will ever do it, but if I do, I would like to rent a small little RV and something that has like a 1 bedroom with the kitchenette area, like with a little cooking area and a shower and of course toilet area will be helpful. Yeah, and then I could plug it in somewhere, and and just have a slot where to park at and camp out for the night. See, like that type of stuff, I would sleep outside. I will pitch a tent and sleep outside. Because the outside it'll be comfortable too, and you can make it real nice and comfortable with a nice air mattress. Put some sheets and nice little rug in there that's really comfortable, and make it like a nice little studio type of outside in the tent. I have a tent that big that I can even do that. I do. I never used that tent. I have a tent there. It's a pop up tent. I never used it, but it's big. It's a big pop up tent. But I would make it so cozy, and then I've done it before. I've been camping before. I used to do that. I used to make like my bed area in my tent. I used to make it like really cozy for me. So then like my cousin would come by. She's like, "Oh shit, damn, your shit is so comfortable." I was like, "Yeah, get away." I was like, "Get away." Like, you're not getting in my spot. This is I made this how comfortable it is, and I used to make it real comfortable. I used to really love camping. What I loved about the most about it, like waking up in the morning, and it's so cool and dampy, and you feel the morning dew, and it feels so comfortable and nice, and like you start the fire and have the fire roaring early in the morning, and then you start preparing like the breakfast and stuff, like. And if you needed to use the restroom or shower in the morning, they had like the facility that you would go, and they had it was so weird, right? Camping's so fucking weird. Like, they had like the shit hole, I call it, because it's literally a shit hole. It was shit in a hole. And I remember I went to Walmart before going, because I scouted the place first, and then like that day I scouted it when we got there, and I saw the bathroom. I was like, no, I need to get Lysol. I need to get Lysol and spray and tissue, like butt wipe and all that stuff, because I'm not doing this like one ply tissue paper. One ply. I'm like, no, thank you. That's disgusting. So I went to Walmart, got the wipes, the baby wipes, and got the proper tissue paper, and I used to bring it in, and I had the Lysol with the Lysol wipes to clean the toilet, like seat and area. Yeah, I'm so fucking picky. Like, I have to like super clean, because other people put their asses on there, and it's just disgusting. It is. I'm sorry. I'm picky. Everyone should be picky if that's the case, because I went in there and I cleaned it. Like, it would smell good. They're like, damn, it smells good in here. It's like, because I cleaned the fuck out of that toilet seat. And that's every time I would use that restroom. If I had to use like to sit down and use number 2, I would just clean it really good. And then I would go take my shower, because it would be like, they'll have like 5 stalls. And then like when you first come in, they have like the sinks and everything and mirrors, like to wash and brush your teeth and stuff. And then they have the shit holes. I call them the shit holes. And then when you go further back through, you got 3 showers. So, and they're all divided. So, and then you close it when you come in, you go in, you close behind you, and then you shower in there. And very difficult to do, but make sure you always wear your sandals when you go shower, because you don't want to put your feet on the ground. It's just disgusting. Shower with the fucking sandals on, or water shoes. Water shoes is great too. Like, yeah, shower with water shoes better, because you have a better chance of not slipping out of your sandals. So water shoes is definitely a go. And then when you're done showering, you dry yourself up, get yourself dressed up, and you head over to your little tent site like I did, and get by the fire, warm up a little bit because you're kind of cool from the shower, and sit by the fire for a little bit. You warm up and feels nice and good. Eat some s'mores, and then have some hot chocolate. Hot chocolate with s'mores. Shut up, Rick. I know, right? It sounds so good. And then I will go into my tent and then call it a night. Say goodnight to everybody. And I'm like, all right, peace, and knock the hell out. And I would sleep. Oh, I would sleep so good. And that the coolness of waking up in the morning, it felt so good. It felt so good. Because it'll be like 57, 58 in the mornings here. So it's like colder than the AC outside sometimes. It's like, wow, it feels so good. Yeah, this is my experience. But I'm going to wrap it up. I'm about to make it to 3 hours. I start talking, I start rambling. And time flies by when you start reminiscing. Yeah, the moose are huge. I've never had hot chocolate and s'mores together. What? Chloe, you're missing out. With the graham cracker, like the chocolate, I put a small piece of chocolate. I don't like chocolate so much. Well, I do, but I like the Hershey with the almonds. That's the one I like. Like, I would do it like that with the s'mores. And with some hot chocolate. You're gonna make me want to get hot chocolate in the morning. I was like, I want hot chocolate. I like hot chocolate. I do. Especially in the wintertime. Oh my God, I love it in the wintertime. Here, oh my God, when it gets really cold, I'm always at Dunkin' Donuts. I go to Dunkin' Donuts and get me a medium hot chocolate. Sometimes it's even large. Sometimes I'll get the large, but I always get the medium. And it warms my throat up so, oh my God. Like sometimes you got to go really slow because if you sip too much and it's too hot, it burns your guts inside and you can feel it in your gut, like literally. You can feel it down your throat, like down here. And you're like, oh, motherfucker. It's so hot. You got to be careful. But yeah, I look forward to winter every year. It's one of my best seasons. I love it. I just love the energy that winter brings and how it saves me so much money in the wintertime with the electricity bill. I love winter. It saves me so much money. No, besides the money, but I love winter. But all right, I'm gonna get going. It's been 3 hours now. Thank you, Chloe, for staying by, and Albie, and everyone that passed through. James Decor also. Thanks for coming through. I truly appreciate you guys. And for those who are rewatching, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Today was just why the gaslighting, President Trump, why you want us to forget Epstein so much, why you don't want us to talk about him. I just feel like there's more to the story. I don't know. It's just my mind over your matter, right? All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Be good. Have a great day. I mean, make it what you want it to be. If you want it to be crazy, all right. If you want it to be normal, even better. If you just want to be you, be you. What can I say? I'll see y'all later. Peace.